So we're getting an early start on Saturday by getting up here Friday night, and the summit station at Pinecrest is one of the few that will leave out a permit for you so that you can arrive anytime you want. It's about 12:30. It does pay to keep an eye out for these guys. This one's not a rattler, but nonetheless. Yeah, if you step on a little snake like that, maybe any snake at all, I don't know, you're almost certain to kill him eventually. And if it is a rattler, he may possibly return the favor. Well, we've officially made it to Wilderness, and it's 3:07 according to the camera. Well, we just saw our first black bear of the trip. There he is, but I think that's probably too far away. Not sure I want to go out there yet. That's where the trail goes. Well, there's 3 chimneys. And Chimney Rock. Castle Rock. My first night out was a little sketchy because I had to get up at daybreak to move because of bees' nests that I hadn't noticed at 3:30 in the morning when I picked my tent site. But here at Salt Lick Meadow, it was wonderful. A little cooler, and I was hoping that perhaps the weather would not act up as quickly anyway, but it's not even 11:30 yet, and there's already distant thunder and sprinkles. Well, you're using up my battery, guys, and you're just deer. It's really a lot of little lakes along the way, snow ponds, whatever, on this trail. Here's Deer Lake. Paiute Lake, and after doing about 7 miles, I just thought that was too long a day. Figured if I could get a fire started last night in the puddle-soaked fire pit, that would be the thing to do. Stay here. So the strategy is you just get wet in your hiking clothes at 3 o'clock and you're dried out by 5 o'clock after the T-storms quit, but they didn't quit. I'm gonna leave the comforts of Paiute Lake and head back to Buck Lake. Jewelry Lake. Here's Deer Lake with a little happier face today. Well, we made it here to Buck Lake. Non-stop in 2.5 hours. That's pretty good time. Just starting to sprinkle. Here's some distant thunder. just starting to sprinkle. No boomity boom yet. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Coot. Wood Lake is interesting because it's got the big puddles here on the end, and then you walk along what almost looks like a canal for quite a ways. So after that lovely little interlude, here we are at the big part of Wood Lake. I left my lucky horseshoe at Buck Lake. I guess I didn't really need the half-pound of metal in me. We've crossed twice now, and I know there's at least one or two more crossings before I get to where we'd like to get. Note to self, ridge trails have fewer problematic stream crossings than valley trails. So now we're going to go up to Gem Lake. It's only about a half a mile or so. Now we're going to be on the ridge trail, where we won't have so many pesky little streams and the potential for stream delay or back mileage, because we don't have margin for time and we could show up late, which is inconsiderate unless you have a broken leg, and I don't want to do that just to avoid being rude. If it's not raining at Camp Lake, we'll hole up another night. So we're going to go down there to Paiute Meadow, and then we're going to go back up to the second hill back there through the little saddle. This looks shoes on doable, but for perspective, on any routine September day, you might expect this to be dry. I smell smoke. There is a campsite very near here, or it could, oh, there it is. Lightning strike up there. Lightning knocked the top right out of that poor old tree. On Lily Creek, usually dry this time of year. Ooh, not dry today. Not a problem, just maybe get our toes a little dampish. I was permitted here for my 1 night per trip stay for last night, but there was a break in the weather and I stayed down at Lily Lake thinking I could have a fire. Fires are very difficult here at Camp Lake because there's so much pressure there's hardly any firewood. And I got to test my Boy Scout skills getting a fire going. And that was a good thing because now I'm not packing the weight of all those matches. And here we are at the junction of the Pine Valley Trail, so now we're on the home stretch. So here we are, back at the parking lot.